In Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse, we see Miles and the Spider Gang doing what they do. We see Peter, and he now has a daughter who also has spider powers, which is mildly terrifying for a toddler to be able to just, web sling all over the place. Like, oh, that's gotta be fun to keep up with. But he says something interesting to Miles. Today we're talking about how your actions can influence people. Hello and welcome to Geek Devotions, the show from Devoted Geeks who are devoted to letting people know that they are loved. I am Celeste, and we are so glad that you have hit play today. Do us a favor, hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, check out all the things, the website, all of that stuff. You know the drill, and if you don't, there'll be links below. In the movie, like we said, we see Peter tell Miles something really interesting. He says, seeing you and how cool you are made me think that maybe having a kid wouldn't be so bad if they could turn out like you. Now this month we're talking about influencing the next generation, how we have a place and a voice into those coming up behind us's lives. And that goes for the generation above me and below me. I want the generation above me to speak into my generation and me. And I want my generation to speak into the next generation. But sometimes it's not just voices. Sometimes it's actions. And this concept can cross going up or down from generations, because there's things that I can learn from the younger generation as someone who is a millennial, and then there is things that the generation above me can learn from me. But like we said, it's not always words. Sometimes it's just watching people. I don't know about anybody else, but I am very observant. I watch how people act and see if it matches their words, because that kind of judges how I'm going to trust you. If your actions match your words, then I will trust you more than if your words and your actions don't mesh up. And that is an influence to me. Miles didn't realize that Peter was paying attention to him, just like Peter didn't realize that Miles had picked up some of his habits. They were watching each other and didn't realize it, even though they were speaking into each other's lives. Psalms says this: I will open my mouth in a parable. I will utter dark sayings of old, things that we have heard and known, that our fathers have told us. We will not hide them from their children, but tell to the coming generation the glorious deeds of the Lord and his might and the wonders that he has done. Obviously, there's things, practical things that we can tell others about. We can tell others about the things that God has done in our lives, about how he has provided for us when there was no other way. We can tell them about the things God has done in our lives. But if we don't act like God has done miraculous things in our lives, it's not going to make a difference. It might. I take that back. It might make a difference. It's not going to be as impactful if it's not backed up by actions. In the first Across the Spider-Verse movie, we see Peter sharing wisdom with Miles. And in the second, we see how Miles's actions have affected Peter. There's so much that we can learn from the generations above and the generations below, as well as our own generation, I guess. It's a cross-generational thing. We can learn so much from everyone, but also keep in mind that everyone is watching to see if your words match up with your actions. It is so important to do this. Okay guys, that was your devotion for the week. I hope you enjoyed it. Don't forget to check us out on all of the socials. We will be having an episode of We Read Allegedly come out. Hopefully it's already out, but just in case it's not, be on the lookout for that. Also, there will be episodes of Comm Talk at the bottom shelf, all the things. If you want to know everything we do, go check out our website. It has the links to all the stuff. It is now time for the question of the week. Question of the week is this: who is your favorite spider person? I've got to say, for me, it's Jessica Drew. I love her in the comics, and I really like what they did with her in this new Spider-Verse movie. It's different. She is a different Jessica Drew than the comics, but I think they kind of kept her attitude the same. So I'm intrigued to see if they do anything else with her. Okay, guys, well, with all that being said, stay devoted, peace and love.